Do you want to know how flipping the empathy switch can regulate and change domestic violence behaviors in leadership culture and society? And you may ask, what is the connection between domestic violence and leadership practice anyway? Well, every 9 seconds, a woman is assaulted or beaten, and there are more than 10 million abuse cases annually. And with the COVID pandemic, there's evidence that these numbers have increased. So domestic violence is present in every community, in every society. It runs in families and it affects all people regardless of age, socioeconomic status, nationality, sexual orientation, gender, race, religion, and it can have devastating generational consequences. If you do not have firsthand experience, I'm pretty sure you know someone or you know someone who knows someone in a similar situation. So domestic violence behaviors cost businesses 8 million paid work days annually. It accounts for 27% of the violent events in the workplace, and it costs society in excess of $8.3 billion per year. Now, because of gender inequality, male entitlement, privilege, and power differentials in our patriarchal society, our collective empathy switch, which functions as a behavioral thermostat, has been short-circuited and is malfunctioning in leadership culture and in the workplace. And I discovered that virtually all 9 identified domestic violence behaviors show up regularly in contemporary leadership practice. And still, leaders have mostly refused or resisted taking serious, sustained action to change these behaviors in the workplace. And when I saw this clear pattern, I wrote the Women's Leadership series called Hardwired to Lead. I wanted to highlight the power secrets that create tangible but invisible barriers for women. I wanted to break the code of silence, and I wanted to provide a blueprint for how leaders can reconstruct their companies and their leadership culture. I used to think that society had to get rid of domestic violence behaviors and change its perception of women's leadership in order to change those behaviors in leadership culture and practice. But I now know that if leaders would make it their mission to flip the empathy switch and use it as a thermostat in the workplace to regulate and eradicate transgression behaviors, I see and I know that it would radically change and alter the perception and response to women's leadership, and it will propel social and behavioral change in society. Imagine the possibilities if every leader would use their platform, their influence, their voice to abandon the dark loyalty of contemporary leadership culture to become the social architects of change in their companies, their homes, their communities, and society, so everyone could thrive. That is the invitation, and that is the proposal for leaders in this moment.